Today on Beyond, star of Sheena and Baywatch babe Gena Lee Nolan reveals a side of herself you've never seen before. But first, the worst thing that can happen to a parent is to lose a child. When two children are lost, the devastation is unimaginable.
Anthony was our first loss. He was in a boating accident with some friends and was thrown from the boat.
After the death of her 22-year-old son Anthony, his mother Sandra didn't think she'd be able to go on.
Because we grew up around water. We've had boats all our lives. They skied. Everything that we did was basically around that. So I felt that this was impossible for something like that to happen to us.
The impossible was about to happen again. 7 years later, their son Matt shot and killed himself.
We lost our son, Matthew, and they labeled it suicide, but we don't think it was. We think it was an accident.
Now their parents are left with twice as much pain and twice as many questions.
Going through one is bad enough, but having to go through two, it just really changes your life. And you have a really hard time going to weddings. You know, just tell them that if I could have given my life for theirs, I would have. And I just want them back.
I'm hoping that I can connect with both of those boys.
Your heart just aches and you want something to help you through that. Anything that he can bring through with the boys will help.
Using his extraordinary psychic ability to communicate with spirits, he's transformed lives by unlocking mysteries and sharing secrets from the other side. James Van Praagh, best-selling author, renowned medium, and your connection to the world beyond.
Hi there. You're Alan? Yes, let me shake your hand, okay? And you're Sandra, right? Sandra, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. James.
Good to meet you. Now, I know you lost two sons, is that right?
Correct.
And independently of each other, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how they passed. How were they passed? Was one killed? Or?
Anthony was killed in '92 in a boating accident, and Matt died about 3.5 years ago on an Easter Sunday.
Well, first of all, let me tell you, Sandra, that behind you there's a lady standing there who I feel would be on the mother's side of the family and would be connected with her, so would be a mother of her. She's also talking about a lot of sisters, okay? I also want to talk with you, Alan, that there's a man here, and he's on your father's side of the family. So I'm not sure, did your father pass over, please?
Yes.
He's here, and he's come, he's brought the boys. He's brought the boys.
Yes.
But there's also another child there, or another one that passed over.
Yes.
And was this like a miscarriage or a
Yes.
young, okay?
Yes.
Because there's also another one there.
This is my sister-in-law's son.
And I don't know who was born in the summertime, whose birthday was in the summertime.
Anthony.
Anthony, thank you, because it talks about the summertime, being in the summertime, and we used to have summer parties. And I also think there was someone else who was born in the fall.
Matthew.
That was the other brother?
October.
The other son, your other son, okay?
Matthew.
Okay, good, good. Well, that's just for you to know that they're here and that you celebrate their birthday still.
Yes, we do.
Okay, and they want to thank you for celebrating the birthdays. And you just brought out, either you brought out the pictures for the birthday just recently.
Yes.
You understand that? The other
Yes,
day,
we do.
there's some pictures you have out there that are not even in frames, that they're just leaning.
Yes, very much.
Because he's telling me. He said, you know what? They're not all in frames. Some are leaning right up. Okay?
Yes.
And boy, they miss you guys a lot. A lot. Is there another child you have?
Yes.
Is it a daughter that you have?
Yes, you're right.
They're telling me. I understand that. Is she married now? Or is there going to be a wedding soon?
No.
You think so? I do.
We're maybe hoping.
There's going to be a wedding.
She is going with a fellow.
Okay, there's going to be a wedding.
Yes.
And I'm being told that he's helping, oh, is that right? Ha, ha, ha. To arrange this wedding.
That's good.
Which they do. They help to. I mean, they help us. It's up to us, of course, but they can help pieces go into place. Yeah?
Yes.
And this man is perfect for her. He's like a perfect fit.
I think he's a good man.
I know you do. And so do the boys.
Good.
So do the boys.
That is right.
Okay? Was one of the boys in a hospital when he died? The last one that passed over, was he in the hospital or something?
He's been in and out of the hospital a
Was
lot.
there, okay, I know. He said, I have to talk about my hospital, in trying to get me to a different hospital. Do you understand that?
From one to another.
One to another,
Thank you.
yes.
That's what he's talking about,
Yes.
just so you understand that's his
Yes.
evidence, all right? And he's giving a lot of thank you for doing that for me. He's just appreciating that act of love. And there's nothing you could have done to save him. Okay? Got to tell you that. And he has, now this might sound very weird to you, he comes into this lifetime with stuff left over from previous incarnations. Stuff which was not finished in other lifetimes. And like self-doubt, a sense of not feeling strong with himself, nothing to do with you, nothing to do with how you raised him, because you're great parents. It's his soul's journey.
Yes.
Come on. Did he try to, at one point, self-medicate himself and take drugs?
Correct.
Okay? Because he's on about poisoning his body.
Yes, he
and
did.
intoxicating his
Yes,
body
he did.
with levels of drugs and drinking and this sort of a thing.
Correct.
Okay?
Yes.
And I don't know if this, go on, led to his passing, but
Correct.
they tried either stomach, I don't know, they tried getting something out of him at one point, like
They pumped
stomach
his-
pumping.
yeah, pumped
You
his
understand that?
stomach.
And he's telling me that he had to go through this situation.
Yes.
Okay? And because he tries killing himself. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And he did he, is that how he passed eventually,
Yes.
please? Oh, I understand that. I understand that. He loved his brother a lot.
Definitely.
And I feel as if he feels in some way responsible for this death.
Yes.
This is what he's telling me,
I-
okay?
He would blamed himself, more or less. It should have been him instead of Anthony.
But you know what? If it wasn't his that, it'd be another reason. There's another excuse. It'd be something else because he doesn't
Yeah.
feel strong within himself.
Right.
And I understand if you carry a picture of both of them in your car,
Yes,
your car.
And my truck, my work truck. I have
Thank
it on
you.
my.
You
on
carry it and
all
you
the
look
time.
at it.
I look at it
and if I
all
go on my
day.
coffee break, I want to look at that picture, take down the sun visor.
Thank you. Yes,
And there
I
it
do.
is.
Yes, I do.
Good. I want you to know that they watch you do that.
I look
and
at it
as
every
you
day.
look at those pictures, know they're sitting next to you.
I do every day.
Good. Yeah. Well, you know, these two are very tied together. They're
Yeah.
so karmically tied together. It's like a thread that goes together with these guys. And he also wanted to be with him, I'm telling you.
Yes.
It's true. And would you please take care of each other and give love to the sister? This is the sister. And they're going to note, I hear you. We're working on our wedding. They're working on it, and they're going to be there. And you're going to notice some really funny things that happen at that wedding. You know, it's them. Okay?
Yes.
All right. There
Yes.
you go. We'll leave you with that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I understand if you carry a picture of both of them in your car.
I thought it was really beautiful when James talked about the pictures that you have in your work truck. Can you tell us about that?
I have about 3 or 4 different shots of both boys that I keep in my visor. And I usually look at them when I go to work in the morning or on the way home. I touch the pictures and I always think about them.
He feels in some way responsible for this death.
Yes.
This is what he's telling me,
Yeah, I know.
okay?
I think what it was is he felt like maybe it should have been him instead of his brother. He really looked up to his brother.
Brother, yeah, he was his idol, you know.
Why did you want to have this reading today?
I wanted it to find out if we can just make that touch, that just to be closer to them, I guess, and know that we love them very much and miss them both.
Yeah. I'm glad that you guys had a positive experience today.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alan. Thank you.
Still to come, this woman's ex-husband admits his mistakes.
And he said he left this earth without telling you he was sorry.
Will she find it in her heart to accept his apology and finally let him go? Plus, Gena Lee Nolan, former Baywatch babe, reaches out to James to go beyond. Next. The world knows her as a Baywatch babe and the star of the TV series Sheena. Now Gena Lee Nolan is guest starring in a new kind of role, opposite James for a reading that takes her beyond.
It's not every day I have the opportunity to sit next to one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. So when Gena Lee Nolan wanted to contact a dear friend, I jumped at the chance. Let's take a look.
I really am anxious. I hope to meet up again with my long-lost friend. He was with me during the production of Sheena, and his name is Bobby McCandless. Bobby just had these amazing qualities. And it's just, he just had such a love and such a beauty inside. That's just what connected us. It was a sudden heart attack in his sleep. So he just went to bed one night and didn't wake up. I'd really like James to connect, if he can, to Bobby, because I wasn't there to say goodbye.
I don't know if when you were growing up, if there was relatives that lived in your house upstairs.
Not full time.
But your grandfather's passed over, hasn't
Yes,
he?
he has.
Because he wants to say hello to you, and he's talking to me about something about the house and visiting you at this house when you were younger, I guess.
Kids, yeah.
And I don't know if they used to stay upstairs.
Yeah.
Your grandfather doesn't understand this sort of thing, but he understands that I'm able to hear his thoughts, and he's finding it amazing. He's going, because he tries talking to people all the time, and they can't hear him. And I'm able to hear him, and he's like, talking about freaking out. He's showing me a chair, and it's an upholstered chair, and I feel there's a rip in it, and then like when he sits in it, it's like, I don't know if it's his favorite chair. And there was like, remember that chair?
Oh, yeah. And Grandma sitting 3 feet away from him.
I keep on getting told to tell you, and I want to say thank you from this Bob person. He's very surprised to be here, and he's surprised he's doing this. And he's been very supportive of you, in a way. Your whole, I would say, your career, who you are as a person, and he's giving this whole feeling of, he's very supportive of you, and he wants only best things for you, okay? I said, would you remember the cruise?
Yeah, he didn't go, but we wanted him to go.
Okay, I was referring to this. So,
Wow.
interesting. Was there a wedding that he was at or a marriage
Yes.
involved, please?
Yes.
It keeps on showing me like a wedding or a marriage
Yeah.
sort of thing. Just as evidence to you that it's him.
Yes.
Okay.
His daughter.
Did she
he
get married
walked
after he?
Right before. I
He
want to
died?
say a month before he passed away.
She got married.
He walked her down the aisle, and he
okay.
was so excited.
I want to be careful about the locks in the door or changing locks on the door. You have to be careful. He's telling me about you being careful about being
Oh
broken
my
into.
gosh, that's so him.
I don't know if he bought a car.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
helped me buy a car. He was with me when I bought my car.
There you go.
He got me something the day that I bought that car.
How about questions you want to ask you?
I feel really bad because
You weren't able to be there, and
I wasn't able to go to his funeral.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know, and I always felt really bad. It was just my way of dealing with it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He said he knows you love him.
Okay.
He said I'd give her the world if I could. But he's really protecting you and watching out for you, so still is.
Okay.
All right?
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, Bobby. Was there a wedding that he was at or a marriage involved?
All he would talk about is his daughter's wedding that was coming up and how he was so proud, and that was one of the last things that he did with his family.
Did he buy you a car?
So off we went to the dealership, and off I went with my new convertible, and he was so much a part of it. And he gave me this little keychain, you know, with my car on it.
I want to be careful about the locks in the door or changing locks.
The keys, changing the locks. That's so him. I mean, he got on me constantly. It was a daily thing.
And it's an upholstered chair, and I feel there's a rip in it.
It definitely validated, you know, the rip in the chair for me anyway. You know, that wow, this is definitely Grandpa talking.
Said, would you remember the cruise?
For Christmas, I took my family, and I took, you know, everybody, grandma, friends, on a Caribbean cruise. And he wanted to go so bad, but he had obligations with his children and grandchildren. I think for me that having the contact with Bobby and my grandfather just really just gave me peace. And I think more than anything, closure. Knowing that they're good, they're great. They're feeling good, they're healthy.
Next.
He's giving you his heart, and he said to tell you, I'm sorry, I didn't see you for who you are.
True confessions from this woman's late ex-husband. But is it too little, too late? Find out next on Beyond.
Is there someone who had a husband, you divorced, remarried, and this first husband has passed over, and there were words not said? Is that you? Okay. And what's your name, sweetheart?
Lynn?
Lynn. Okay, Lynn. There's a cancerous condition, okay? I'm sorry, he died with a cancer condition, he's telling me, okay?
Yes.
This is what he's talking to me about. He is coming here today to apologize to you, okay? Because he didn't, after you got divorced, that was it. And it was really angry. It was a lot of anger in this situation, in this separation. And he said he left this earth without telling you he was sorry. And he said, I don't want her to go through any more pain because day after day, you do not spend a day without thinking of him, right? Yes. And he said, thinks about things that she didn't do for me, or she said to me and she didn't mean to say it to me, and this sort of thing. Do you have children together, by the way? Is there 2 children that you have? Okay, thank you. Hold on. I want to, did he know your other husband you married? He
met
friends
him
with him?
a few times, yes.
They were friends, you know, at one time in life, weren't they?
No.
Okay, will they become friends, or they?
I think we went to baseball games
I
together
like him.
sometimes.
He's just giving me a sense. I like that man. And why am I shown a, I don't know if it's a trailer park or having a trailer, an RV type of thing here, and I'm going to a camp out or a camping.
Well, we went camping.
Wasn't it like a regular thing you and your husband had done? You used to go camping and hang, okay.
Yeah, and he flew hang gliders.
Okay,
And we
okay.
went camping
And that's
and-
where you'd go. You'd go to the camp, and then you do the hang gliding when you camp out. He's bringing that back into this reading because he wants you to think of those days when you and him went camping, and that's the memory he wants you to think of when you think of him. All right? I don't know if you just started a new garden or you want to put some flowers all together.
I want to.
Okay, because let's talk about you putting the flowers, decorating this garden, and I'm using rocks also. You understand that?
Yes.
Putting the rocks in the garden there and making it look very nice, okay? I want to put a waterfall in also because there's going to be a water feature there that you also thought about putting in that garden. It makes sense, please?
Yes, it
Okay?
does.
Because they're telling me that this is happening. I love that little area, and I want you need some peace in your life. You need some serenity. Okay? All right. God bless you. Thank you. I don't want her to go through any more pain because day after day, you do not spend a day without thinking of him. Right?
You really had a strong reaction to it. Like you needed to hear it. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why was that so important?
Because we said a lot of mean things to each other. And I wanted him to forgive me for hurting him, but I needed him to forgive me.
Oh.
So it was just, I wanted it, and I couldn't explain it. I just feel it.
Did he know your other husband you married? Was he
met
friends
him
with
a few
him?
times, yes.
Now, apparently your first husband's okay with your new husband.
Yeah. Larry was a good man, and I've married another good man, so I've been very fortunate in my life in that respect.
And I'm going to a camp out or a camping.
We just had a good time, and I think we borrowed a camper shell, you know, a camper, put it on our truck, and we didn't know what we were doing, but we went anyway.
I feel like you had a release today
Yes.
by hearing all this, and it was really necessary. How are you feeling? How do you feel about this whole experience?
Overwhelmed, I think. He believed in things like this. So I kind of had a feeling that if he forgave me, that he would do something. But I think I was afraid to come, and
Here you are,
yes, here I am.
and you're all good.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you'd like a chance for a reading with James, send a letter to Beyond, P.O. Box 4399, Hollywood, California, 90078.
All of us are seekers of the truth, and I think that our truth is to be found within ourselves. When you go within and take the time and the patience needed to discover who you are within, you'll be very, very happy. Please do that for yourself and for everyone in your life. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. I want to talk about someone who lost a son on a motorcycle, or knows a friend that lost a friend on a motorcycle. Was this you? Is your brother that died on a motorcycle or a friend of yours? Okay, male figure, yes?